Hello, all. This is Professor Preeti Singh, and I teach full time in the math department, Lone Star College, Sci-Fair. I have taught online courses for some time now, and I have learned so many things year by year. I have learned that how to improve my online courses. So here are the few tips that I want to share with you all to create or to transition to a basic online course that could work effectively with the students. First of all, I assume most of you are giving homeworks on MyLab. So along with homeworks, if I go to my assignment manager, I go to course tools and then assignment manager. So here are your homeworks, right? So along with the homeworks, I usually give quizzes as well in my online classes. These quizzes work very well in these classes, in this kind of classes. Now, to give the quizzes, first of all, the procedure is the same. You have to create the quiz in a similar way as you create homework. So you do create assignment and then create a quiz, and then you can add the questions pertaining to different sections that you are looking for. Now, when you do create a quiz, settings are very important. So settings for class, they are very important. For example, my quizzes are open 2 to 3 days. Usually, um, I don't do any late submissions for quizzes. I do limit the number of attempts to two in quizzes. And if I'm planning on giving my online tests on my lab, then I will limit the attempt to one. So usually I do two attempts. Then students are expected to make sure you do this. Students are expected to complete the quiz in one session. We don't want them to go and close it and then come back. They have to complete the quiz in one session, and the quiz time allowed is 90 minutes. So these all settings are important. Trust me, I have learned this in a hard way. The timing is very important. You don't want to give them a long time, like more than 2 hours or 3 hours, so that they can have multiple resources to look for and do the quizzes, and also not short of a time. So timing is important. Number of attempts are important. You can do 3 attempts. It depends on you. You can do one attempt quiz, uh, but timing in 90 minutes, they have 2 attempts, and I usually give them 11 to 12 problems in a quiz. Um, I don't ask them to show work on quizzes, so it's just my lab and they can view the feedback. So in the last section, you can see in the settings, students can review quiz anytime after submitting, or they can review quiz anytime after due date, depending on what my students like it this way. They want to review it just after submitting. I did this before, that they can review anytime after due date, but not many students were happy. They just wanted to review after submitted so that they can see where they have made the error. So for quizzes, I do this, that they can review anytime after submitting. So then similar things you have in you can create your exam. So for example, I have created exams on MyLab as well here. Not just exams, you can create practice exams as well. So earlier I was not doing practice exams, I was just doing exams. But once I started doing creating practice exams in my classes, my success rate has gone up. So in my practice exams, I have 3 times the number of questions as I have in my usual exam. For example, if I have in exam one, I have, let's say, 15 problems. In my practice exam, I'll have like 40 to 45 problems. They look very similar to the exams. So if I want to preview this one, so if they look very similar to the exams, I just don't count them in my final average. Now this one has about 37 problems. Depending on what kind of problems or how big the problems are, I choose the number accordingly. Um, so these do not count towards the final average. This is just for their practice. I have them open at least 10 to 15 days before the start of the exam. Now for exam one, um, if I have to if I have to see settings per students and how they vary from the quizzes, first of all, these exams, the exams are one attempt. Let me show you. So these exams are, let's see, settings for class. So if you can see, my exams are again open 2 days. Now, these require password. The attempt is one as compared to quizzes. So password attempts, they are changed. Then you have students are expected to complete the test in one session. Now, if the attempt is interrupted, if they close it, okay, they are not getting a question. I've had cases that students are not getting a question and they close it and they try to open it again or do some things. So it is restricted. I will know who all are not, who all closed it or what happened. Or so in that case, I have to reopen. I get an email and I have to reopen the exam again. So you can, it depends, you can, if attempt is interrupted, student may reaccess and complete on their own. As long as the timing is good, they can reaccess, or it depends on you. If you want them to email you or certain thing happen, I had to use bathroom or something, then depending on case by case basis, you can decide to reopen or not to reopen. So the test time allowed in this case is 2 hours. Scramble question for each student. These are a couple of fancy settings that you can do. Test summary shows test score and question results. Now students can review. This is for the due date only because I don't want them to discuss these tests with other students. So I tell them you can only review this test after the due date. And usually I send them a common feedback on the tests as well. So these are the two things that you may be creating at this point. Quizzes are important, practice tests are important, and the exams on MyLab you can create in this way. So keep settings. I have learned again. I'm telling you, I have learned this the hard way how to do the best of the settings, and I'm showing you my settings here so that we have the least amount of cases where students are cheating or trying to cheat in some way or the other. The other thing I use on MyLab and which is pretty simple is the discussions feature right here. It's easy to use, and you can just post a question on on the discussions. For example, I have these discussions. You can have the closing dates, or you can have the weeks, whatever you want to. You can go to the manage view, go manage, and you can create a discussion. For example, right here, I can add a topic and for example, I'm doing limits, and then you can have solve the following question or discuss the following. How would you solve it? So discuss the following. You can copy paste a question, or there is a math. It's kind of slow feature, but it works well. Um, you can go here and, for example, I have some already created equations like rational, and I am going to insert it. So insert this one. For example, I'm finding the limit at infinity of this one. So I would insert it and then add this topic. Again, it takes a little bit of while, but it works well. You can copy paste, or you can also insert your own document here and ask them to discuss these problems. Okay, so for example, let's see if I'm adding this topic right here, which it was not showing, but it was already there. So these work very well, and you can. It's a great thing to have class to see class participation, communication. So simple one question, and you can say the first 5 correct entries. I'll give 5 points, or they will win the points, or they will earn the points, not win. So this is a simple feature which works well. Now, the other thing is in the course tools, I use document sharing as well. Um, Usually, I email them. If I have written something, I email them. But I have created these two tabs, PDF notes and the projects. So in the projects, you can see the students have uploaded their projects. And you can ask them, if you are doing exams online and you are requiring them to show work, they can take the pictures of their work and upload it here in the document sharing so that you can have access to their documents. Now, all of this is on MyLab. I'm not using D2L here anyway, anywhere here. I know similar features are there on D2L, but to transition easily on MyLab, these features you can use without any difficulty. There is this feature of PDF, it's not feature, I have this PDF notes I have uploaded. Um, so again, you can add a category, you can upload a document, share. When you say upload a document, it will ask you share with entire class or share with instructor. I have to share with entire class, and then I'll browse a file and upload the document. Now this one, you can create your notes on either Microsoft Word or equation editor, whatever you are using, or the math type software, and you can upload your notes easily here. Now, the last thing I think that I want to show you is I have some of my things uploaded in the main menu. The most important things that you have, if you want, you can upload in the main menu. For the main menu, if you go to your manage course, you can add things here. For example, if I want to add something, emergency plan or emergency changes in the syllabus. So I would do this, and then I can upload either a PDF or a media file or a video or whatever. And once you have it uploaded, let's say, suppose it's PDF, and once you go to the main menu, you can actually scroll it up wherever you want to. Let's see if it's right below my syllabus, because I'm changing making changes in the syllabus. So I can go to the emergency changes in the syllabus and then manage and upload a document right here. For example, I have uploaded, this was asked by a student, and many students were having difficulty in the natural log questions, natural log and implicit. So I uploaded it right here along with my document sharing folder. So anyway, hope this will help you. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me, and we hope we are in this together and everybody stays safe and healthy. Um, that's it from me now. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye-bye.